Welcome back, Focus Learners, to another explainer. Okay, let's dive into this. You know that deep, lingering exhaustion that comes from our modern hustle culture? That endless pressure to always be moving, always hunting for the next big win? Yeah, we've all felt it. Today, we're unpacking a really powerful framework from the source material that flips that whole exhausting cycle entirely on its head. It's called the Gardener Strategy, and it's all about attracting success through growth rather than desperate pursuit. The source material actually anchors this entire concept on one incredibly profound thought. Don't chase butterflies, tend to your garden, and butterflies will come. I mean, wow, right? This completely flips how we conventionally think about getting what we want out of life. Society basically hands us a net and tells us to start running. But this strategy, it asks us to drop the net, pick up a watering can, and actually look at the dirt beneath our feet. So let me ask you, are you exhausted from chasing? Just think about that physically for a second. Darting left and right, swinging a net wildly in the air, maybe tripping over your own feet hoping to catch something, literally anything. It is a totally draining and chaotic way to move through the world. And you know what the absolute irony is? The faster and more aggressively you run, the more those butterflies scatter. Your goals and career milestones? They often react the exact same way to frantic desperation. To really grasp this strategy, we have to completely redefine success. It isn't just a target you shoot at. Instead, it's the natural byproduct of a nurtured environment. In a practical sense, tending your garden means shifting your valuable energy away from those external outcomes and pouring it entirely into your immediate environment. It means doing the quiet, unglamorous groundwork. Things like optimizing your daily workflows or mastering that complex new piece of software and trusting that it'll eventually yield the visible results that everyone else is just running after. So the crucial point is that we've got to stop obsessing over the foliage and focus fiercely on the roots. Focus on the fundamentals. In a practical professional sense, that means your daily habits, your continuous education, and the discipline systems that actually hold up the career you're trying to build. You simply cannot support a massive, beautiful ecosystem on a weak, nutrient-depleted foundation. If your foundation is weak, well, no amount of chasing is going to permanently secure the outcomes you want.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how simply it breaks down the exact mechanics of shifting your daily strategy. It's just 3 deliberate steps. Step 1, stop pursuing directly. Just put the net away. Step 2, build a strong foundation. This means heavily investing in your core skill sets, your mental resilience, and your foundational knowledge. And step 3, nurture the environment. Water the plants, pull the weeds. It's a highly systematic, absolutely intentional approach to your daily growth.
And when you execute those 3 steps consistently, you create something really fascinating, a climate of attraction. You transition completely from being this exhausted hunter to being a magnet. By carefully curating a healthy, highly capable space, you're setting up the exact ecological conditions that naturally draw in everything you used to run yourself ragged trying to catch. The environment literally ends up doing the heavy lifting for you.
Let's break this down into your daily realities across 2 main plots of land, so to speak. First, there's your personal garden. This means ruthlessly prioritizing your physical health, your emotional intelligence, and building real, genuine relationships. Simultaneously, you've got to nurture your professional garden by really honing your specific craft and consistently delivering undeniable quality. Because when both of these spheres harmonize, man, you create an irresistible environment. Opportunities, promotions, the right partnerships, they basically start landing right on your shoulder.
Now, here is the real friction point of this entire strategy: the waiting game. Deep, sustainable growth requires immense, unshakable persistence. You simply cannot scream at a seed to make it sprout faster. Think about Chinese bamboo, right? It builds this massive, unseen root system underground for years before suddenly shooting up 80 feet in a matter of weeks. Sitting with that quiet, invisible progress, that is deeply uncomfortable in our instant gratification world.
That's exactly why the source material demands such a profound belief in the process. You've got to maintain patience even when the soil looks completely bare. You have to actively believe that the invisible work you're doing beneath the surface actually matters. Those metaphorical butterflies, they are not going to arrive until the blossoms are fully formed and ready to sustain them. You really have to actively trust the biology of your own growth. Let's move to and see how this builds into an overarching life philosophy, because what we're really exploring here is a conscious, proactive mindset shift. It requires stepping out of the chaos of a frantic life, the one where you're merely reacting to your environment,
putting out fires all day and chasing the next shiny object. Instead, you are stepping fully into the deliberate, powerful role of the cultivator.
And this brilliantly illustrates the stark choice between two completely different paradigms. On one side, you have the reactive approach. This is that anxiety-inducing life of the chaser, pursuing desires directly and aggressively. On the exact opposite side, the proactive approach is the grounded mindset of the gardener, focusing entirely on personal development. One path leaves you breathless, stressed, and quite often empty-handed. But the other, it slowly but surely builds a sustainable ecosystem of long-term abundance.
So what does this all mean for you right now? What's the practical takeaway we can use today? It matters because focusing on your own personal and professional development is, quite simply, the single most reliable way to increase your chances of attracting positive outcomes. When you are highly skilled, emotionally grounded, and operating within a well-tended network, success stops being this random game of chance. By focusing on what you can actually control, your own growth, success becomes a natural inevitability. Which leaves us with one ultimate question to carry with you today. So what does your garden need right now? Really take a hard look at your foundation. Do you need to pull some weeds, like maybe finally eliminating those digital distractions that keep fracturing your focus? Or do you need to water your professional skills with some dedicated, focused learning? Stop chasing the butterflies out there in the distance and start tending to the soil right in front of you. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.